The great house at Collinwood in the mysterious, frightening world of parallel time. For many generations, the Collin family has lived under a curse. Somewhere in the abandoned west wing of the house, there is a locked room. Once, during each generation, a member of the family is chosen by lottery to spend a night in the room. All who have done so have either died or gone insane. Recently, the lottery was held again, and Gabriel Collins was chosen. Unbeknownst to the family, Gabriel hired another man to take his place. The man was found dead in the morning. Since then, the family has been convinced that the curse has been appeased. But on this night, something has happened that will make them see how wrong they are.
Melanie? Melanie? What's the matter with you?
He was here. I saw him.
You saw who?
He spoke to me.
Melanie, who are you talking to?
He told me it isn't over. The curse isn't over. And it won't be until the person who goes into that room is a Collins.
Melanie, now tell us who spoke to you.
It was Papa.
Justin?
He came to me from the grave. He told me we still have obligations.
I knew it. The curse can't be set on any other way. It's got to be a Collins. I don't know why we ever think we can delude ourselves.
Does that mean we have to have the lottery again?
Yes. It's the only way.
Whether it's the only way or not, Quentin, we can't have it now. Flora's not here, and Morgan and Catherine are in the village.
We'll have to call him back.
And what about Gabriel? We'll never be able to find him.
If it wasn't for his cowardice, we wouldn't be here now. We're better off without him.
Perhaps we should really try to find him and force him to go into that room.
If we find him, I'm not sure we'll go into that room. I think perhaps I'll try to kill him first.
Quentin! Oh, Quentin, you wouldn't do that.
Why not? Brother killing brother? It's not the first time it's been done in the Collins family. You don't have to worry about it. He's safe because I don't know where to find him. All right, Julia. What did Carrie Stokes tell Morgan?
Well, Morgan said he didn't really understand. She was very cryptic. He couldn't understand what she was saying.
I'm gonna have a little talk with Miss Stokes.
Julia, why has it happened to us? Why were we the ones to be cursed?
Oh, now, Melanie.
What could our family have done in the past that was so terrible? Why is there no end to the terror we must live through?
Melanie, it will end.
I don't believe that. We have done nothing. And yet for us, there can never be any peace.
Melanie, that's not true. The curse will be lifted in some way. Now, you should try to rest, dear. Go to your room. You've had a very trying day.
Julia, tell me the truth. Do you believe we will ever find peace? Do you?
Who's there? was just about to knock.
I know. It's
Oh?
good to see you, Quentin.
Yes. Well, the pleasure's all mine. I understand you were at Collinwood earlier and you had a long talk with my brother Morgan.
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't help him find Gabriel.
Oh, it's all right. Actually, I wanted to ask you for... Carrie. Carrie, something wrong?
Is someone waiting for you outside?
No, I came alone.
No. Someone followed you. He's waiting outside now.
There was someone out there. Carrie, how do you know that?
I don't know. I just felt a presence. Did you see who it was?
No, he ran away. Quick.
What did you want to see me about, Quentin?
Carrie, I want to ask you for some help.
I'd be glad to help you. What is it?
Julia told me when Melanie was sick, she kept repeating a name over and over again. Now, the name didn't mean anything to Julia, but obviously it had a great meaning for Melanie.
What was the name?
James Forsythe.
I've never heard it before.
Carrie, Morgan tells me that if you concentrate very hard on something, that you can see and do things that other people can't do. Is that right?
Sometimes I can.
Carrie, will you concentrate very hard on that name and tell me whatever you can about it?
Why is it so important to you?
Believe me, it's important to virtually everybody who lives on this estate. But I'm afraid I can't tell you why. Please.
I'll try.
Good girl.
James Forsythe. James Forsythe. James Forsythe.
What do you see?
An image is starting to take form.
What is it?
I can see Collinwood,
Collinwood.
but not the Collinwood of today. A very long ago.
How long ago?
I don't know. I see two people approaching the house.
Yes, who are they?
The man is James Forsythe.
Right. Now, who's with him?
A woman. I can't see her face.
All right. Now, Carrie, what can you tell me about the man?
He's young,
Yes?
handsome, and he lives at Collinwood.
Lives at Collinwood. Are you sure?
Yes. The woman he's with, he's in love with her.
Carrie, I don't understand. There's never been a man by the name of James Forsythe who's ever lived at Collinwood.
The woman is very sad because she loves him too, but she belongs to someone else.
All right, now listen to me. What can you tell me about the woman?
They're walking arm in arm.
Yes?
They're entering the house. That's all I can tell you. I'm sorry.
Except what?
I'm sure that James Forsythe is somewhere nearby Collinwood.
Carrie, now listen to me. What you just told me happened in the distant past. Now, if that's true, James Forsythe has been dead for a very long time.
I can't explain it, but somehow I know he is here, and I'm not sure whether he's dead or not.
You've got to be sure, because as it is now, it doesn't make very much sense.
I know it doesn't, but you asked me to tell you what I feel, and that's what I felt.
All right, that's good. I'll tell you all about it in due time. Thank you very much. All right. Why are you following me? I'd like an answer to my question.
I have not been following you.
Then what have you been doing?
I was on my way to Collinwood if you have no objections, Mr. Collins.
All right. I have no objections, Mr. Young. It just seems to me that you'd have something better to do with your time.
What does that mean?
That I'm getting very tired of you asking the same questions over and over again.
I am not going to Collinwood to ask questions about my sister.
And why are you going there?
I heard in the village that Melanie was very ill. Is that true?
Yes, she was sick, but she's much better now.
I heard you were ill, too.
I was. But as you can see, I made a miraculous recovery. In fact, Melanie is so well now that I see no reason for you to bother with a sick call.
I assure you there is no bother at all.
Mr. Young, I suggest that you go back to the village.
I don't really care what you suggest. I'm going to see Melanie.
Who is it? Who's up? Kendrick! What are you doing here?
I heard you were very ill.
Well, I'm much better now.
Yes, I heard that too. But you don't look very well. You look very unhappy about something.
Well, I suppose I couldn't hide that even if I tried.
Melanie, tell me what it is.
Something I would rather not talk about.
Why are you Collins is always unwilling to talk about your troubles? I'm sorry, I should not have said that.
I thank you for coming to see me. Perhaps some other time when I'm not so tired, you can stay longer.
Melanie, please tell me why you're so unhappy.
It may be that where you come from, Kendrick, strangers are in the habit of meddling in other people's business.
I come from Boston, and I honestly don't regard myself as a stranger to you, do you?
If Julia were here, she would tell you to mind your manners.
Julia is not here, and you still have not answered my question. Do you think of me as a stranger still?
No. I suppose not.
You know, when I was living in Boston, I worked as a clerk in the customs office. I had a flat overlooking the harbor. I used to paint. It was just as a hobby.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I want you to know me. It's true that most people are strangers to each other and stay that way. But I think that you and I have chosen each other as friends. At least I felt that way the last time we met. I think you did too.
Yes. Perhaps I did.
Melanie, tell me what's troubling you.
Kendrick, what you said is true about our choosing each other as friends. But sometimes friends have to take each other on trust. Would you do that for me now?
Yes, I would.
You are so different from the other men I've met. You're so gentle and thoughtful.
I have a feeling that the other men you have met have all been Collinses. I'm sorry, Melanie, I should not have said that.
No, you shouldn't have, but you happen to be right. This has been my world. This house, this family, and even though my name is not really Collins, I've never had any other name. If I were to go into the real world now, I wouldn't know how to relate to anything. Or anyone.
I'd like to be able to change that.
That isn't possible.
Let me try.
How? Where would you begin?
Right here. Like this.
Melanie. What are you doing here?
He came to see me.
Obviously. You know you are not welcome here.
Julia, please.
Melanie, go into the house. Right now.
No. No, I won't go in.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not a child, and I refuse to be treated as a child. I'm old enough to make my own decisions and choose my own friends.
What have you done to her?
Nothing at all.
She's never spoken to any of us like this.
Maybe she should have. She might have been better off for it.
I will go into the house, Julia, if Kendrick can come with me.
Your what?
He is my friend, Julia, and everyone in this house may as well get used to it. If I'm not allowed to see him when he comes to visit me here, then I shall go to the village to see him.
Melanie, would you allow me to speak to Mr. Young for a few moments here alone? And then he'll join you in the house.
It's all right, Melanie. I'd like to hear what your aunt has to say.
I knew the first day you came here that you would cause nothing but trouble.
I have no intention of causing trouble for anyone. I happen to be very fond of Melanie.
I must ask you not to see her again.
My answer to that question is no. I will see her as often as I can.
What is it you are after?
I am after nothing. Melanie happens to be a sweet, sensitive child. Can't you understand that?
She's more sensitive than you have any idea of. She's led a very sheltered life.
Who's responsible for that?
I will thank you not to be arrogant with me.
Have you said all you want to say, Miss Collins?
No. What will it take for you to leave and never come back?
Are you trying to buy me off?
You might say something like that, yes.
Every man has his price, is that it?
Yes.
So you, Collinses, believe that money can buy everything, and yet you're all miserable. Tell me, why are you all so miserable if money can buy everything? Answer me that, Miss Collins.
How much, Mr. Young?
No amount. You're wasting your time.
I could take legal action.
You could, but you won't because you know you'd lose. As Melanie said, she is legally of age. She could leave right now, tonight. And you could do nothing about it.
She must not leave here ever. You will find that out.
Don't you count on it. And now, if you'll excuse me.
Well, what a surprise. I was passing the terrace a few moments ago. I saw you talking to Julia. How did you manage to ingratiate yourself with her?
I didn't. She tried to throw me off the grounds.
Why didn't you take her advice?
I see you're all as hospitable as she is.
We don't make the most gracious hosts, do we?
Well, at least you admit it.
Mr. Young, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, you can stay here. I'm sure the others feel the same way. As long as you don't start asking the wrong questions. Good day, Mr. Young.
questions. Do you know what's going to happen to you? The same thing that happened to your sister.